Hey everyone, I'm coming to you tonight from the river. I arrived by van, and I even have my token beaver here. Yeah, it's real. Have a look. I couldn't imagine there not being about several jokes that come from this. All right. Now, I wanted to talk to you this evening about being process-driven or outcome-driven. Think about that for a moment. Before we do get started, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you have, great. Welcome aboard. Enjoy my videos. Enjoy what I have to say. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button and then hit the little black bell notification. That'll let you know about all the videos that I produce. They'll come through to you, and the new ones, you'll be able to see them too. All right, with no further ado, let's get started. All right, let's talk about confidence. Let's talk about your intentions. Let's talk about trust and your ability to do that for yourself. Now, are you giving yourself enough credit for the things that you do in your life? Are you able to give yourself permission to be able to forgive yourself if something goes wrong? Let's say that you're doing something and you are looking for a particular outcome. Are you more driven on the outcome and getting it versus enjoying the process? Now here's where I stand with that, because it's taken me a while to even farm that into my own constitution. And the way I do that is reminders day to day. And boy, do I have reminders day to day. I get triggers, I get mind thoughts. I get things that come to me on a daily, every morning, even when I'm waking up. And it's the carving out of the 1 hour every day that I get to put into routine and I get to do for me, that helps me, that propels me into that day. And if I don't do it, like I've explained in the past, I get a little bit resentful of it. I get resentful of myself for not even giving myself time, and I am giving it to everybody else but myself first. So here's what I'm going to say to you while this beaver chops down this tree. I'm going to say to you something that Wayne Dyer says, and it's something that he said to Ed Milet when Ed Milet met him on the beach one time. When they were out for a run, they were somewhere in Hawaii, and they met on the beach, and one of the first things that happens is Ed goes, "Oh my God, it's Wayne Dyer." Wayne Dyer turns around. Ed's saying to him, "You're someone that I wish to aspire to." And he says, one of his first quips out of his mouth says, "Never link your confidence to your abilities. Link your confidence to your intentions." So are you intending to be like me, or are you intending to enjoy the process while getting there? There it is. There is the magic within the words. Are you enjoying where you are in life right now? And if you're not, ask yourself why. Now I can explain this in more detail, but first I'll give you a little bit of an antidote of my own stories. As it goes for me, it has been because I've been much of a people pleaser in the past, and I've put my own feelings aside and taken on other people's, and I've provided for other people before myself. I really haven't until the last few years been able to love myself enough to be able to set boundaries so that they are not eroded, or that when they do get eroded, that I'm able to reinforce them, but be able to have the confidence within that. And it takes doing that over and over, and sometimes repetitively every day to be able to do that. Now, that looks like it could be family members, it could be your kids, it could be your friends. But if I hadn't been doing that, I've eroded pieces of myself. I've eroded pieces of myself. So one of the things that I had struggled at was having the own confidence in myself to know whether or not what I've done is even good enough. I had a boss at one point who had asked me to do a project for him. Now, this project spanned the length of about 9 days. It took me about, I'd say, more than 50 hours, 60 hours to do. And it was it wasn't a big project, but it was enough where I really had to put some emphasis into doing what I needed to do to get the job done. But I also put more in. And by doing that, I really didn't know, because I didn't get any feedback after I finished it, whether or not I did something that was good enough. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever been at that crossroads before, where you're not quite sure whether or not something that you've done, that you've slaved at, that you've put everything in, including your heart, is even good enough? If you have done that before, and I'm guessing many of you have, because I'm sure some of you are going, okay, I'm listening now. Do you have the ability in yourself to go, what I did was great. What I did was awesome. What I did does not need any comment from outside to know that I am worthy of this confidence that I'm building to know that I was good at what I did. Now, that took maybe about a month or 2 months before my boss at the time even said, yeah, they loved it. The client loved it. And it was actually something that we meant to tell you earlier, but it was forgotten about. Now, at that time, that was something that I needed. But did I really need that? No, I didn't need that. I didn't need it, because what I didn't see in myself was I didn't see who I truly was in that, which was I put everything that I did, that I knew how to do, including organizing, putting it together, putting tables together, policies, you name it. I put an entire manual, an entire program, and a behavior-based system together for this company, for my boss, and fired it out the door. Now, I know, because I have the confidence now to know that I did that really well. But here's the thing. At that time, I was outcome driven. I was only driven for the outcome. I didn't enjoy all parts of that. Because I didn't have the tools, the know-how, or the experience at that point to know that what I was doing was even good. And furthermore, I didn't have the confidence in myself to know at that time that the intentions that I had should have been linked to my confidence. Ed Milet says too, he says, if you are tied to the outcome of your project, of your whatever you intend to do, are you addicted to it? Are you addicted to the outcome? Because what you're doing is you're actually robbing yourself of confidence, or the ability to build confidence. Now, here's what I say. Here's what I'm learning to do. What I'm learning to do is to be process driven. And by process driven is to take the merits, take the wins in points of the process, and honor them as markers of my growth. And by honoring them as markers of my growth, I am able to become more confident in my ability to do it. Now, am I more confident than I have been before? Yes. Yes, I am. Some people will miss that mark. Some people will miss that mark, and they will say, well, you're not confident, you're cocky. Confidence is not cocky. Cocky is purely ego. Cocky lacks compassion. All right? Confidence is something that you have built around your own ability to love yourself, as well as having compassion for moments when you have flubbed and wanted better, but you know better now, don't you? So what Ed says to his daughter, he says to his guests, he says to other people, is find a way to win. Now, that's become a bit of a mantra for him and his kids. But I think that's actually really good. That's actually a really good mantra to live by. Here's why. Find a way to win. What does that sound like? What does that sound like to you? Oh, wait. Find a way to win. Find a way to win is another way of saying find the good in the little things that you do, in all the little things that you do. Find the good parts, as small or as big as they are, in the bad things that you do, if they're bad. I don't think anything that I've done is bad. Well, we'll talk about morals and ethics another day, but I think they're all learning opportunities. I think they're all life opportunities. But what I'm suggesting here is you are looking at the good points and you're not overshadowing the good points with the bad. And what you've actually done is created glimmers of hope. And I don't even like that. But you've created markers, you've created merit, you've created ways to remind yourself of the good things that you've done throughout the day, to be able to show up for yourself so that you can continue to move on. But not only that, you can have the confidence and see the growth within yourself when you do it. Now, did you show up for yourself after you've done something? Or you're doing something consistently every day? Did you show up? Yes. Well, if you showed up for yourself, are you consistently doing what you set out to do for yourself every day? If that's a yes, check that off too. And it doesn't have to mean that you have to do it the same way every time. It doesn't mean that Jesse has to do the same video in the same way every time that he talks to you. It can vary in minutes. It can vary in locations. It can vary in hairstyles, what I look like. Like, I don't set out to look the same way for you every day. I set out to look like an all-star. I set out to look like somebody who is willing to help and serve you. And if I showed up the same way every time, would I be showing up process-driven or outcome-driven? Outcome-driven, because I'm looking for an end. An end. I'm looking for the finish line, and I'm missing everything in between. I'm missing the journey. Okay? Now, let's not miss the journey. Let's move past that. Have you ever been struck by a phenomenon called imposter syndrome? What is imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is the feeling of anxiety of not experiencing success right away, not feeling like you belong, feeling like you're not meant to do something despite your highest or your best efforts to do so. So Victor Odo would say, well, I've experienced imposter syndrome, but it's typically something, and this is a bit of a swing in the other direction, but it's typically been regarding a subject that I have no business talking about. Well, that's different, hey? That's actually different. That's actually really different. Not knowing enough about. The imposter syndrome that I'm talking about, because I'm going to go both ways with this, is the one where you're feeling like you are in a situation where you are doing everything you can. You're putting out, your output is high. You're doing the best. You've put your best efforts forward, but you still feel like you shouldn't be the one in that position. Now, let me ask you this. Do you have it all within you? Because you got to that point. Do you have everything that you need within you Yes, you do. Do you set your intentions around your abilities, or do you link your confidence to your intentions? What do you do? I would say that if you are outcome driven, you are linking your confidence to your abilities, and you're not filling up your tank. You're not doing it. You're not even coming close. Set and link your confidence to your intentions. Did I intend to go into this room and give people the best that I can? Did I intend to make this video for the goodness of you, but not only that, have an effect on people, have an effect on you, so much so that I could make you think of, or you will think of me differently. You will think of, oh, Jesse said something about confidence and not linking your confidence to your abilities. Okay, that makes sense to me. If I am able to have an effect because my intentions were pure on you, then I have done my job, my friends. Because in this video that I am conveying to you, I have set out with my best intentions. Now, what I will do is I'll go back and I will upload this video, I will upload this talk. And will I say to myself, will I sit there and crap at myself and think about, oh, I could have said this and I could have said that? No. But will I think about those things differently? Yes. Because what I'll do is, yeah, I could have said that. I could have said this too. I could have talked more into confidence. I could have talked more about what the process is versus talking about the outcome. It doesn't matter. Everything that I'm saying to you in this moment was meant to be said. And I can be good, feeling good about being consistent and having something for you every day. That's a good feeling for me. I have done what I needed to do, and I feel good about it. And with that, I'm going to turn in. I'm going to end it right there. Are you outcome or process driven? I'm loving your comments. I'd love to hear more. Feel free. Talk to you soon.